ha! It's that time once again, everyone's real favourite. It's 1999 Sucks, and what a show! What a show! What a show! This show has taken me 2 months to watch. 2 months at least, or at least 1 month. Why? Well, let me tell you why. Because every time I watched one of the matches, I would turn the show off after that match in utter disgust. This show, let me say it straight off the bat, was bollocks. utter bollocks. Main theme of the show was that the WCW title was vacant due to a hold-up in a match, due to complications in a match between Sting and Goldberg in the middle of October. They did a tournament to crown a new champion, which was shite, because by this point, of course, remember with all the finger poke of doom and shit like that that had gone on this year, the WCW title meant jack shit at this point. Jack shit. Didn't mean bugger all, which means that the fans didn't give a flying fuck about it and weren't interested in buying a pay-per-view to see a title that they didn't give a shit about. Oh yes. Oh yes. Shall we proceed? WCW Mayhem. 21st of November 1999. Incidentally, this is in Toronto, which is weird because WCW didn't really go to Canada that very often, but the WWF did. So a lot of these fans were very pro WWF. Let's put it like that. Anyway, let's get on with it, shall we? First match didn't take place until 6 minutes into the pay-per-view. 6 minutes! Bloody hell. Anyway, in the first match, Chris Benoit defeated Jeff Jarrett to advance to the finals of the tournament. We got 2 quarterfinals, semi-finals. We got 2 matches and then the finals. Oh, that sounds quarter semi. I can't ever remember. Crowd noise was absolutely amazing in this one. Nice tornado of DDT by Benoit. Neckbreaker gets 2 for Benoit. Superplex gets 2 for Benoit. Jeff Jarrett uses the ring post to crotch Benoit. Sunset flip counter combo looks fantastic. 3 Germans get 2 for Chris. Fantastic. There's near falls all over this one, and they were really, really well done, which I really buzzed off. Diving headbutt only gets 2. Creative Control come out. Now you're going to hear a lot of those spots tonight, I think. They pull Benoit off and they put the beats on Benoit. The stroke gets 2 as Dustin Rhodes pulls Jeff Jarrett off. Benoit uses Jeff Jarrett's own guitar to get the win. High enjoyable opener, but the Creative Control interference I didn't appreciate. And then Jeff Jarrett and Creative Control beat on Benoit. 3 stars, great opener. I've never had much time for Jeff Jarrett, but in this match he was really good. The interferences are a theme that will be continued during this show. That's a guarantee. Next, Evan. I get this guy's name wrong every time. I'm just going to watch this new. Evan Kajiras, is it? Kajiras? I don't know. I never watched WCW. I don't care. Defeated Disco Inferno. Let's call him Evan. Defeated Disco Inferno to win the Cruiserweight title in a piss poor match. Disco had been beaten up by Jeff Jarrett and Creative Control before the match started. There they are again. Look. Springboard crossbody by Evan is nice. Pair of nice vertical suplexes by Disco. Power slam gets 2 for Evan. Massive boring chant from the crowd. Oh yes. Tony Maranira. He's been doing commentary at this point. He gets up and started trying to seduce Medusa, who come up with Evan. Evan cuts him off, enabling Disco to get a chain. But he uses the chain on Tony instead. Kajiris with a crossbody to get the 3 and the title. Medusa, she's a funny one. She'd been entered into the tournament to win the WCW title. Yeah, got eliminated and then was put back in it for no reason at all and got eliminated again. Fact. You can't make shit like that. Oh, yeah, if you made something like that, you're just like, are you talking the piss? I'm like, oh yeah. And instantly. BBW Championship, APS2P, you said it had an indentation on it. There it is. Oh, not a fake, not a replica, the BBW Championship. Oh, fucking next. Norman Smiley defeated Brian Knobbs in an absolutely shite match to win the brand new WCW Hardcore title, which, let's be honest, is one of the ugliest belts that there's ever been. Ever. Lots of beer, lots of big weapon hits. The brawl backstage. Everyone knows how I feel about the hardcore titles. Just backstage brawl, food fight breaks out. Jimmy Hart hits Knobs with a bin, enabling Norman Smiley to get the win. Yay! That's half a star if you're feeling very generous. Perry Saturn, Dean Malenko, and Asia defeated Tori Wilson, Billy Kidman, and Eddie Guerrero in an elimination match. What can we say about this one? You see, with that much talent in the ring, there was no way this was going to be a bad match. But the crowd shat all over it within a minute of it starting with a boring chant, which was just weird. When the women were in the ring, Asia and Tori Wilson, this match stunk. This was, we got some good stuff there. We got some double teaming by Malenko and Saturn, which was really nice. Asia locked on a really nice abdominal stretch. Shane Douglas was on commentary. Oh man. Tony Schiavone I almost had an orgasm every time Asia did something. It was just like, you are pathetic, aren't you? Eddie and Saturn exchanges are really, really good. Eddie kicks out of the DVD. Eddie taps to the Rings of Saturn, which is a move that I'm seriously thinking of making my new finisher, by the way. The Rings of Saturn is such a good looking finishing move. And it was so fucking painful as well. Seriously, having to think. Let me know down here what you think about that one. Rings of Saturn? Yes. And then it's Perry versus Tori. And then this is such a weird finish. Sorry, I just had to read that again because I was like, I can't be right. But no, it is. Rings of Saturn because it's an elimination match, remember? Everyone else has been eliminated. It's just Perry Saturn versus Tori Wilson, yeah? She low blows him. That gets 2, right? And then this is the bit that just baffles me. Because Saturn low blows Tori. That gets the 3. And it's like, is that possible? There isn't anything to hit, is there? And more importantly, if you've got badass heel versus woman on her own, surely he should fucking drill her with something. Death by Driver is the one I'm thinking. I give it 2 stars because the stuff between Perry, Dean, Eddie and Billy obviously was really good. The 2 women stunk it up something. And like I say, the crowd shat all over it, which was just weird. Like, why? Buff Bagwell defeated Kurt Hennig in a shit retirement match. Interesting one from this one. Creative Control and Jeff Jarrett beat on Buff Bagwell backstage. Then they beat on Kurt in the ring until Buff Bagwell comes out with a 2x4 and drives him away, which was just weird. Interesting one about this match is that I can remember what I said at the start of the show, that these were WWF fans really. They were really into Kurt, really into him. Lots of long submission in this one. They start talking about the young superstars, the young wrestlers that they have in WCW, and Heenan, Bobby the Brain Heenan, who's one of the greatest commentators of all time, but at this point just truly didn't give a flying fuck about wrestling in general. He refers to Buff Bagwell and his young career. Now, I don't want to be a pedantic arse, but I just have to point out to Mr. Heenan, and I know this was 9 years ago and everything, but Buff Bagwell, at this point in 1999, had been in WCW for 8 years at this point. That's his young career. Like, it's just getting started, I'd say 2 years into a career is young, and then he's like an established guy in WCW. Young career. Anyway, to cut a very long story short, neck breaker off the top rope, calls it the blockbuster. Buff Bagwell does gets the 3 for Buff. I can't remember what star rating I gave it, to be honest. Do I give it a half a star again? Bret Hart defeated Sting to advance in the title tournament. Basic as basic can get. This was old school to the dot, to the letter. We got everything that you can think of in an old-fashioned match. So we got an eye rake, we got an atomic drop, and guess what? You know it. The crowd shat all over it. They shat all over it. They didn't want to see this. They wanted to see Bret and Sting putting on an absolute classic. Ref bump enables Lex Luger and Elizabeth to interfere. Lex takes out Sting with a baseball bat, but Bret then takes the bat off Lex and whacks him with it, then wants a sharpshooter. Ref then DQs Sting. Brett gets in the ref's face saying, no way, I'm not winning like that, not a chance. Gets the match restarted. Sting puts on the Scorpion Deathlock. Brett reverses it into the sharpshooter for the win. Personally, I'm the same as the crowd. I didn't enjoy this at all. At the start, it was boring as hell. You know what I'm like? I've got no problem with mat wrestling. I've got no problem with old school stuff. But it's got what I wanted to see from this match. The interference. Oh God, look, there's another one. Interference in what every match so far this evening. Yeah, interference from Lex Luger.